Hey everybody, Scotty Badgers, just Earl here. The second part of my three-part series on hike prep for 2022. I'm only about 7 weeks away now, so most of all the prep has been done as far as the intangibles and now the physical part, which we're going to get into today. Before I get into any of the physical part, understand that every hiker is different. Every hiker has different needs. Every hiker goes about every aspect of their hike differently. So what I'm sharing with you today is the things that I have found to be true to me, to be important to me and to my hike. Most people, probably 99% of the people won't agree with everything that I say because they all have different needs and different wants and go out for different reasons. So bear in mind that everything that I say is basically based on what I have found to be important and true to me. So first of all, physical. When you decide you're going to go on an Appalachian Trail, first thing you should have done, or what I did, was to go out and do a whole bunch of prep hikes. The reasons for doing prep hikes are obvious. You take all your equipment, you try out your equipment, you set up your equipment, you use your equipment, you get familiar with your equipment, you try it out, you try different equipment, and you narrow it down to find out which equipment suits you and your hike the best. And we've talked many times about footwear. Footwear is so important. So when you go on any prep hikes, try different shoes. Figure out what's comfortable to you. Try different socks because your feet are so very important. Prep hikes are so essential. You should try to walk as much as you can and get used to being on your feet. So when you get out there, you already have some simulation of what trail legs are, so you don't have to kill yourself the first few days. Along with the prep hikes, I like to engage in some dumbbell exercises. I try to take a half an hour or 40 minutes every day. I don't do a lot of weights. I use 10-pound weights. I just do some dumbbell exercises for toning up my core, because your core is just as important as your legs. I also do some exercises as far as balance goes, because balance is very important, especially when you're climbing rocks on the trail, climbing routes, walking across the narrow bridges. The list goes on and on, but balance is very important. So I do a session of balance exercises. Like I said, the walks, whether you walk with your pack or without your pack, get out and walk on sunny days, walk on rainy days, walk on snowy days, walk when it's really hot, walk when it's really cold, but get out there and walk. Now my prep hikes, I've broken down even further, because water is life, and water is so very essential when you're out there on the trail. So when me and the girl go out and do our prep hikes, I broke it down into 3 categories: 40 degrees and less, 40 to 70, and 70 and above. When we go out there and we do our prep hikes, I always keep pay close attention to how much water I'm consuming. Because when you get out there on the side of a mountain and you know that you're not going to have water for 8 or 9 miles, and it's going to take you 4 or 5 hours to get to that destination, you better know how much water you're going to consume in that stretch of time, so you don't end up running out of water and getting dehydrated. So not only did we keep track of how much water we consume in a certain temperature range, but we also kept track of how much water we're going to use when we're climbing elevations versus when we're on the flats. So everybody consumes different amounts of waters, and I have my chart, and I pretty much have it memorized in my head how much water I'm going to use under every situation. So I know if I'm climbing 3,000 feet of elevation and it's going to take me 6 hours, that I know that I can count on 1 liter of water get me to the top of the mountain, and then probably another 3/4 of a liter getting me down. So if I'm going to need more than that, then I should probably carry an extra liter of water with me, so that I always have water anytime. And I'd like to throw this in there, and maybe it's not pertinent to a lot of people, but it's very pertinent to me. The unknown factor in a lot of hiking and water consumption is how much salt do you take in? Do you ever go out on a hot sunny day and sweat and it leaves a chalky film on your clothes and on your face and stuff? That's all the salt being drained out of your system. If you run out of salt, your body runs out of salt. That's a chemical imbalance, and that can lead to cause severe cramping, as well as lightheadedness and other issues that will go on in your body. Most people don't even bring up salt when they're talking about going out on the trail, but I always carry salty snack mix with me, sunflower seeds, and make sure that my salt content is up, because I've run into situations running marathons before, but when my salt level gets low, I do suffer some severe cramping. So I've learned the hard way that salt is so very important to keep your balance. And there's ways you can go out there and measure how much salt your body is taking in and how much you're using, but I'm not going to get into those now. So as far as the water goes, not only do you carry enough water to make it through your day and to make it up and down the mountains, but before you head into camp tonight, figure out how much water you're going to use for cooking at night, figure out how much you're going to use for hygiene in the morning, and figure out how much you're going to use before you get to your next water source when you start your hike on the next day. These are a lot of the physical things that I have done, that we've done to prepare ourselves for the physical part of the trail. And like I said, everybody's different, but do get out there, do exercise, do your walking, do your hiking, and make all your preps so that when you get out there, you don't have to worry about all that, because it's all been taken care of, and your hike will be probably a lot more chances of being successful. So until we meet again for part 3, which is the mental part of the trail prep, happy hiking and have a great day.